Hello YouTube, I'm Vince White. I'm an employment attorney, and on this channel, we answer publicly posted questions from YouTube users getting focus aids they need from an employment attorney. We have a question here from Ollie the Cat 125 who asks us, excuse me, Vince, thanks for the video. Can attorney's fees be part of the calculation for damages? Okay, so we get this question a lot. We've answered it a couple of times. No harm, no foul. Not blaming you. I can't expect you to watch all the videos, right? Not your job. And there's a limit on human time. We got like 3,000 videos, I think. I get it. Here's the deal. If you are talking a settlement valuation, and I think we need to stress this distinction a little bit more. If you are talking settlement valuation, you are one, hedging for risk, because you're not going for the most you could win potentially. The most you could win if you embrace the risk of trial. What you're going for is a hedge for risk. Like, hey, what would I take? What's worth it for me to be done with this? To not embrace the risk of trial? What works for me, right? You as the plaintiff, not me. I don't get to make the decision. You make the decision. Now, if you're talking about a settlement valuation, a calculation of the settlement valuation, the answer is no. You cannot include attorney's fees as a separate part of the settlement valuation if you want a contingency retainer, unless there's some special language in your retainer agreement. Here's why. You can call any part of any settlement anything you want. You can say we've got the economic damages, which is going to be 50 grand. We've got the emotional damage for 50 grand. We've got the punitive damage for 50 grand. We've got the attorney's fees for 50 grand. Great, cool. You label that any way you want. It's all the same to your attorney. Your attorney's going to say, cool, I take my percentage on all of that. So you working out a deal with opposing counsel to call something attorney's fees, neither here nor there. Now you could say you won't take a settlement unless it includes 50 grand for attorney's fees. That's fine. You can say that. And they can agree or not agree. That's up to them. You can call anything, any component of those damages, anything you want. You can say whatever you want. You can make any deal you want, and so can they. But your attorney, who I presume is probably working on a contingency, will say, that's cool. Call it anything you like. I'm going to get my piece. Every dollar that we get, I'm getting my percentage on. Whatever you want to call it. So, right off the bat, I think you see the issue with naming it attorney's fees in settlement. Now, if you embrace the risk of trial and you go to trial, that is a little bit different. Here's how that works. You go to trial, you win. The jury's going to award you some amount of economic damages, some amount of emotional damages, and some amount of potentially punitive damages in this field generally. And listen, it's different jurisdiction to jurisdiction. There could be some additional categories of damages in some jurisdictions. But generally, under the federal laws, this is what you're looking at, right? In a workplace discrimination or workplace sexual harassment case, which are the kinds of cases we deal with on this channel. You're going to say, well, Vince, I didn't hear any attorney's fees in there, but I know if I go to trial, I can ask for my attorney's fees if I win. Totally. That comes after. You win, you get your damages, and you put an application in for your attorney's fees to be paid by the other side, by the defendants. So you do capture the value of those attorney's fees under whatever terms you've agreed to with your attorney. So at my firm, for instance, we got, let's say our contingent percentage is, let's say we're due 400 grand. And then we get awarded 100,000 in attorney's fees as paid by the defendants. We would reduce our contingent percentage by the amount paid in attorney's fees. Makes sense. We don't want to go high. My goodness, we don't want to go higher than our contingent percentage. So whatever we receive in attorney's fees, we reduce our contingent percentage, keeps it about even, we're good to go. Other firms will double dip straight up. They'll say, yep, we get our contingent percentage, we keep all the attorney's fees. It's in your retainer agreement, should have read the fine print. They do it. Could be legal, I don't know. We don't do it, so I've never looked it up. Tell you what, though, makes me a little uncomfortable, in all honesty. Um, but either way, how the attorney's fees award is handled is going to be up to your retainer agreement. So pay attention to that, right? So even if you go to trial and you embrace all the risk of trial and you make an attorney's fee application because you won at trial, it's not so straightforward. First off, you're not including your attorney's fees in the calculation of damages. But second off, even if you're awarded attorney's fees, you got to pay attention to who gets them. Can really stack up. I highly recommend you keep your eye on the ball on that one. It stings. I've known people who called me up and said, "Hey, my attorney kept all the attorney's fees, and I got nothing on the case. I barely won any money." Very unfortunate. You have my sympathies. Not a dang thing I can do about it. I don't have the power, but you have my sympathies. And hopefully this video keeps someone in the future from being in that position, because I think it's very unfair. I think it's wrong. That being said, no one cares what I think. It's the beauty of being me. Anyways, OllieCat125, I hope this answers your question. If it doesn't, comment down below. Let me know how I fell short. Let me know how I failed you, and I will do better. I'll make you a follow-up video. If you do a follow-up though, yeah, let me know down below. I'll make a follow-up video. If it was helpful, if I answered the question you were actually asking, if we met your needs and filled your emotional cup, please like, subscribe, comment down below, share our channel so it can grow. And I see we're almost at 8 minutes, and I know YouTube has been very clear with me that I should be making 8-minute videos. So, how is everybody today? It snowed in New York today. It did. I mean, you don't have to watch this. This is not good content. But yeah, it snowed in New York today. It's always hilarious when it snows in New York because, like, flurries in New York, people, they can't handle it. Like, they drive crazy. The city's completely incapable of clearing snow. It wasn't even, like, an accumulation on the streets today. And like, the city was freaking out. I love that New York has become a city that doesn't really have a winter anymore, thanks to global warming. And when they get, like, half an inch, they're like, oh, my God. Oh, there's 8 minutes. Bye, everybody. Take care.